Hi guys, today's video is all about Amsterdam, the most popular city to visit in the Netherlands and arguably in the entire world. This is a place people love to go and visit. And the Canal Ring is gorgeous, of course, with the canals and the bridges, but we wanted to get a little bit off the beaten track, so this is a neighborhood profile of a place called Oud West or Old West. I fell in love with a plant store there called Wildernis. It opened in 2015 and I love the concept. The goal for them is to make the city greener, so they work with green professionals and organizations to do that. So they give workshops and lectures on nature and urban gardening. Even if you're just visiting Amsterdam and you're not necessarily in the market to buy a plant because that doesn't travel very well, it's still a great place to visit because you walk in and there's just so much beautiful greenery around you that I just breathed a little bit easier. So it's a nice kind of respite from walking around the streets, and you can also just sit there and get a coffee or a slice of homemade cake and enjoy the feeling of being in an indoor garden. Across the street from Wildernis, you'll find a restaurant called Happy Happy Joy Joy. It's the newest restaurant of a Dutch chef named Julius Jaspers. He's a cookbook author and a TV host, and the idea here is that everything from the food to the decor is designed to make you smile. You really do feel happy and joy when you go inside. It is seriously Instagrammable. I didn't get a chance to eat here, but I heard a ton of great reviews, and I'd love to go back another time. Not far from the restaurant is De Hallen, and if you only have time for one stop in this neighborhood, this is definitely where you need to go. It's a multi-use space that used to be a tram depot, and it's a fantastic example of repurposing an old space and making something new out of it. It was built in phases between 1902 and 1928, and it's the only old tram depot in the Netherlands that's kept in its original state. It's had a lot of purposes throughout the years. In 1996, it was a public transportation museum, and in 2005, it was occupied by squatters, and we're lucky that people in the neighborhood got together and made sure that this building was saved. Now it's home to an art house cinema, lots of creative independent shops, and a weekly indoor craft market. This historic converted building has become one of Amsterdam's most popular spots, and although there are a ton of places that you can look around and explore, of course, I did have some favorites, one of which is actually a sock store called Knop. Knop with the Q is a play on the Dutch word for button. The idea is that their socks come with a button, which is biodegradable, by the way, to save us from losing over 15 socks a year. We all lose them in the wash or when they get separated in your drawer, and if you have a button so that they're always together, you won't lose them. If you get hungry while visiting De Hallen, do not worry because there are tons of places where you can get delicious food in the food hall. You can get a full meal or a snack or just have a drink. There are over 20 street vendors that serve everything from pizza to Vietnamese food to Greek. I'm sure you can find something that you like. We ate at a place called Bow Wow Wow, and as I'm sure you can guess, had a bow. I was a little shocked when the girl got out a blowtorch, but it did taste good. If you walk all the way through the food hall at the back, there's a restaurant called Canary Club. And for me, the coolest thing is to see all of the little details that they've preserved from when it was a tram depot. So if you look down at the floor, you'll see the tracks. Above the bar, there are more details, and they've really kept the overall sense of history in this building. Do not miss going upstairs because there's a pool, and this is inspired by when the building was occupied by squatters who had a pool that was filled with rainwater. One of the best stores in De Hallen is definitely the Maker Store, and as the name implies, here you'll find original brands and amazingly unique products by local creators. If you want to buy a souvenir from Amsterdam, I can't think of a better place to go. They had tons of unique things that you just can't find anywhere else. There's also a street market that takes place outside De Hallen, so if you walk outside the building, you can see that as well. A few blocks away from De Hallen is Vondelpark. This is the largest park in Amsterdam with 120 acres. If you're craving some space or you just want to do some great people watching, you'll find people biking or walking their dogs, and it's a great place to just sit and have a rest. I hope you enjoyed seeing this young, creative neighborhood in Amsterdam. If you did, then give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Tell me your favorite part of Oud West. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel for more travel videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.